Eclectic Soul channel. I'm so glad you guys are here today. I know I say it every single video how I'm so glad you guys are joining me on a lovely spring day. It's actually really rainy and drab and cold outside, and I'm not here for that, but I am here for filming today's video. I wanted to officially welcome you guys to the Eclectic Soul channel. If you guys have been here before, welcome back. Thank you for joining me on this channel, guys, and going on this amazing journey that is the Eclectic Soul. And if you guys have not been here before, I want to officially welcome you to the channel. We have a lot of fun here. We are eclectic souls that love to talk about a lot of different variety of topics, from chakras to saging to incense, which is what I'm burning right now, and books and movies and all things like that. And we do put a little bit of a spiritual twist on it. As you guys might be able to tell from the aesthetic that I have going on behind me, I have a lot of moon or lunar imagery behind me here, and we're definitely going to be talking about some moons. And okay, real talk here. I used to be like,
yeah, I love the moon. The moon's really cool. I love the symbol on the moon. It's really great.
I was first building this channel, I decided to include the icon of a moon because I thought it looked cool. Never really knew what the moon meant, nor did I know what the phases of the moon really meant. Once I got more into learning about the moon and learning actually what each phase means and how it means spiritually, really solidified my love for the moon. So, and that's definitely what we're going to be talking about today. So this is kind of be a two-parter. First part, we're going to be talking about phases of the moon, what each phase means. Well, first of all, what each phase is, what each phase means, what each phase means spiritually, and how it can benefit you to setting goals and intentions and all that good fun stuff. And then I have a little bit of a bonus fun part 2, which is explaining a little bit of something I decided to brave and go to, which is I went and got a tattoo. So let's just get into it, shall we? Now, I always have a beverage when we do our videos today, so I definitely am drinking coffee, and I'm going for the dream bag today because it fits the lunar vibe I have going on in here. You guys are more than welcome to drink anything: coffee, tea, wine, soda, whatever your feel is, and let's get into it, shall we? So, I want to talk in general about what exactly does the moon represent. And through my research, I have found that the moon represents a lot of different aspects, or keywords, shall I say. The moon is definitely in spirit with feminine energy and bringing out femininity. It also deals with a lot with like wisdom and creativity and new beginnings. That's kind of like the overall basic like keywords of what the moon means, shall I say. So in total, there are 8 different phases of the moon. But if you want to kind of break it down just for simplicity reasons, there are 4 primary phases, intermediate phases. So the 4 primary, you've got your new moon, your waxing moon, your full moon, and your waning moon, or waning. There are 4 intermediate phases, which include your waxing crescent, your waning crescent, your waxing gibbous, and your waning gibbous. Breaking down like the actual like 4 primary and the 4 intermediate phases, thus making the entire 8. First phase that we're going to talk about is definitely new moon. Anybody think of Twilight when you hear new moon? I do. New moon really represents new beginnings or new stages. And you know, when you're wanting to set a new goal or set a new intention or set a new habit into your life, this is where you first begin. So around new moon time, it's basically your new beginnings, new stages. So like I was saying, if you're wanting to set a new goal, you're wanting to set a new habit or intention, or honestly if you just want to start a new project, definitely the beginning first step that you should do. You don't really have to like align your goals and whatnot through the moon, it just really helps to do so. And it kind of is symbolic in a way, kind of planting the seed of wanting something to bloom. So some actions that you could kind of do to really start the new moon phase for your idea, your intention, your habit, your hobby, is you can start by meditation. You know, really meditate on what kind of idea you want to start, or what kind of intention you want to cultivate, or a new hobby that you want to start, anything that looks like this here. And then definitely journaling, getting in touch with your emotions, like what is going on in your life that you want to start a new thing, or you want to start a new habit, all those kinds of things. And then my favorite, which is brainstorming, basically thinking of what kind of ideas you want to start and writing down a list of different things that you want to try and start, or exploring. You know, a lot of times I get a lot of inspiration from nature, park, or going out to nature in your area and just exploring, just walking around. You know, look at nature, get inspired. You know, or definitely listening to music. I also feel like there's a lot of inspiration in music. You know, music can bring out a lot of emotions or a lot of different ideas. It really just kind of gets you in your zone to really cultivate a new idea. And then also too, one of my absolute favorite ways to cultivate new ideas and intentions is daydreaming. Just honestly letting yourself daydream, let yourself dream away and think of new ideas, think of new intentions, etc. And then the next phase is definitely waxing crescent. It's just a little sliver of the crescent. It's slowly beginning to come into form. In this stage, you really want to focus on the why. So say you got a new idea and it sounds great, you haven't really formulated how you're going to execute it or your goal. You're out why do you want to do this? My intention is to drink more water throughout the month of May. I need to determine, okay, why do I want to drink more water? Well, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory of why I should drink more water. It doesn't have to be that basic. Obviously, you can think of many different whys. Concentrate on healing, figure out the why, refine as to, and get to the nitty-gritty of why you want to do your goal, your intention, your hobby, etc. And it doesn't have to be super simple, it doesn't have to be super complicated. If it's basically, oh, I just want to start knitting, you don't need to get all in deep of why you want to do knitting. It's like, well, I've always wanted to try knitting, it's fun. You know, or, you know, I want to start running every day because I want to be healthier. Like, it can really is refined to how it works for you. So many different actions that you can do here to really help determine your why or refine your goal, your intention, is to make more intentions than the intentions. It doesn't have to go that deep. But journaling, I love to journal. Journaling is just honestly me pouring my soul out onto paper and just letting it all out, and whatever's going on in here, whatever's going on in here, just letting it out. Just make a list of your whys. Why do you want to do this? So just write down a little mission statement, anything that would work for you. Then on to the third phase, first quarter, and the moon is half illuminated. If you're looking at it, probably not from my side, but if you're looking at it, it would probably be this side. First quarter, you really want to focus on action, making a decision. So you thought about what you want to do, you kind of thought about why you want to do it, now it's time to solidify it. Make an action, make a goal, whatever it looks like. If you want to start knitting, make a goal for knitting, or you want to start drinking water, grab a water bottle and start drinking some water. Start making some decisions, start making some goals, start putting actions to your intention, your goal, whatever it may be. Here I like to do a lot of reflection, and you can also do, I guess I didn't really mention, but in Waxing Crescent you can also do a lot of reflection based on the why, and then just, you know, a lot of meditation and prayer and goal making. We come to Waxing Gibbous. So we're basically almost fully illuminated. There's just a little sliver of dark, almost to full moon. You thought of your goal, you thought of your why, you decide to make an action, make goals, and now you're just refining. So say you've been doing your knitting for about a week now, you're gonna kind of assess, okay, how's it going? What do I need to change? Do I need to fix something? Do I need to adjust something? You know, or maybe this isn't working out. Maybe I need to try something else, which after a week, that's kind of, give knitting a try, okay? But you get what I'm saying. Kind of tweak your goal a little bit, or tweak your intention, or just figure out, basically just track and see how everything is going. So some actions that you could kind of do here is basically practice mindfulness. You know, just be mindful of how your intention, your goal, your hobby, your habit, whichever is going. Just kind of track and see how it's going. And then also doing a goal audit. Say, you know, you really made back in, you know, back in first quarter, you really made that decision. You really made a goal. And now it's just time to kind of see how that goal is going and see, you know, like I said, tweak it. See how it needs to be, so you can change it. And then also, of course, journaling and reflection, because I literally journal for everything. So resting and seeing how everything's going, how you feel, you know, get those feelings out. Currently in Waxing Gibbous right now, and getting ready to head into our next stage, the full moon. I love the full moon. I love and I hate the full moon, only because like the full moon's beautiful, amazing. At the same time, weird shit always happens on the full moon day. I don't know why that is. I don't know how that is, but it does, okay? You did your goal audit, you really need to make new goals, or you need to readjust. You know, just kind of go completely in with your goal, your habit, your intention, whichever it may be, and to do not hold back. Let go of all your fear, shame, guilt, anything that is giving you a roadblock to your goal or your habit or living your best life, whatever it looks like. Let it go. Be Elsa. So a couple actions here is to really solidify your goal, really solidify your intentions. Basically just make it clear as to what you're wanting to do or wanting to cultivate. And then also to do some saging and releasing, you know, to let go of all of that negative energy and all of those negative thoughts or negative beliefs that might be coming into your life during this time. Just sage it out. I know you guys have heard me talk about saging on this channel many times. Saging is such a wonderful source to clear out negative energy. And then a bonus, if you guys have some Palo Santo as well, also burning some Palo Santo after your saging, which cultivates positive energy. So manifesting, just, you know, thinking about manifestations that you want to cultivate, or just manifesting your goals, basically. To our next stage, which is Waning Gibbous. So now we had the full illumination of the full moon. We are kind of starting to like wane off, hence waning. So, you know, you've been going through doing your goal, you really just went in head first. Well, now it's time to really appreciate and be grateful for what your goal has been bringing. So this is just your gratitude phase, kind of seeing what you harvested. You set your goal, you set your intention. Now it's time to be grateful for your goal and just kind of see it come through, or see it carry on, you know, those kinds of things. Some actions that you could do here is by keeping a gratitude journal. To really see your blessings in your life. It really helps you. Studies say that it really does help with happiness. And you can also do regular journaling. Definitely reflection. And I say reflection in every single phase of the moon, but it really is true. Just doing some reflection, just being appreciative and seeing how your goal is going. And also too, like doing meditation, praying. If you're someone who believes in God, as I do, thanking God for what has cultivated my life or what He's brought into my life, that also helps as well. Now we are at last quarter. So last quarter is very similar to first quarter, as in it's half illuminated, but it's half illuminated on this side. And basically this is just time to breathe. The key word here is to breathe. It's kind of really taking some time to practice some self-love, some self-care, and just breathe, you know, just kind of let yourself relax. You say you've been really working hard on your goal, working hard on your habit, your hobby, your intention. You've really been seeing it come through, and now you just kind of want to relax. So some actions that you could do here is definitely to practice some self-love. You should always give yourself love, not just in the phase of the last quarter, but love always, because, you know, as I've said in previous videos, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to self-care yourself first, self-love you first, before you can care and love for others. And also practicing forgiveness. forgiveness to yourself and forgiveness to others. You know, just forgive yourself. If you're going through a rough patch in life and it just feels like the world's crashing down on you, just forgive yourself. You're trying the best you can. You're trying to get through life, and life is tough. Life is super tough, and it's just something that we need to just realize, that we are trying the best we can, and that we are trying with what we have, and we're giving our all, even though our all doesn't feel like enough, and it is enough. Just giving yourself some leeway, giving yourself some room to breathe here, and giving yourself forgiveness is exactly what this phase is all about, and exactly what we need more and more of. And also forgiving others. I know, you know, I've had past trauma with others, and it's hard to say, yeah, I forgive you. You know, you really hurt me. You really did this horrible thing to me. But harboring a grudge and horrible feelings towards somebody only hurts yourself. And just giving it up and forgiving that person. Just saying, hey, I'm going to let it go. I forgive you. A lot of that. And then definitely just doing some deep breathing. Maybe doing some deep breathing stretches like yoga or deep breathing meditations. There's thousands of them on YouTube and on the internet. So just kind of taking a breath, taking a breather. On my last and final phase, Waning Crescent. A tiny little sliver left of illumination, which makes it into a crescent shape. So looking back, looking at the goals or the habits or the intentions that you set, and just reflecting on it. See, how did it go? Maybe like journal it down, see what went well, what didn't go well. Being mindful and going with the flow and just taking it easy, because right after this phase definitely is going to start the process over back to the new moon, which is no illumination. Actions can be done here, just practicing mindfulness, practicing on letting everything go, some deep breathing, reflection, journaling, honestly. Just kind of figure out what went well, what didn't go well, what, you know, maybe you could do for the next time. You know, just basically letting everything go and getting ready to start the process over. That is the phases of the moon, how they tie in spiritually, and how you can use the phases of the moon to set goals, intentions, or habits. So about a year ago, it really started to dawn on me that I was getting ready to turn 30, and I was just like, how in the hell am I turning 30? Like, how is it already here? Like, it was just blowing my mind. And, you know, I was thinking about the last 30 years of my life, and just thinking of how, like, you know, have I lived a good life so far? How's everything been going? And basically just kind of doing a life audit, so to say. Just say, you know, how have I been living my life? How do I want to keep living my life? What do I want to change about my life? Or what do I want to do differently? Or what are some things that I never did that I've always wanted to do, and I was just maybe too scared to do, or maybe I was just too young to do, or just it wasn't the right time. And one of those things that I really came into fruition is getting a tattoo. When I was young, I could never ever see myself getting a tattoo or doing anything remotely like that. Not that I judge against tattoos or people getting tattoos or anything like that. I just like never thought it was something that I personally would do or something I would want to do. And you know, just like the whole turning 30 vibe and like energy that I was into, I was just like, you know, I'm gonna do something crazy for my 30th birthday. I'm just gonna go get a tattoo. I heard all over the internet, I've heard people say, oh, it hurts really bad. No, it hurts, it doesn't hurt at all. Like, and I was just like really scared, really nervous. So I had my sister go with me. Cool. I decided to really go with the moon, the Bible verse, and the diamonds that you can kind of see. So I decided to get my tattoo for a lot of different reasons. Honestly, like when I first thought about what I was going to get for a tattoo, I knew the first thing I wanted to get was a moon. And because I thought it was cool, I thought it was awesome. And like honestly, well, the moon is really cool and it's awesome to have as a tattoo. It's a very common tattoo, you know, but I thought about like what the moon means and what it actually like represents. And the moon represents new beginnings and new stages. What moons actually represent, like it started to really mean something. Like, you know, turning 30, I'm going into a new stage in my life, a new beginning into my life. And I thought that just like awesomely represented it. And like honestly, when I think of the moon, I think of like spirituality, and I've been on a spiritual path for some while now, and just, exploring my path, and I thought that was kind of perfect. And also too, the Bible verse which I got is Psalms 147:4, which is counts the stars and he calls them by name. You know, that kind of links my, you know, my my walk with God as well. Diamonds kind of represent the stars, but I didn't want a traditional like star. I wanted it to kind of look like diamonds a little bit, because you know we are diamonds to God's eyes. Like now thinking about it, like it's such a wonderful representation of my path. I've been walking with God for some time now, and I infuse my connection and my path with God with spiritual themes and rituals, and like merging the two together. Like I didn't really even plan that. Really deep about this tattoo. It's kind of awesome. So I went to a place you guys might have heard here in Springfield called Ink. They did do a show, I believe, called Tattoo Girls. Honestly, it was a great experience. It took me maybe 10-20 minutes to get the tattoo. I am pleasantly surprised of how much it did not hurt. Like, I mean, it did hurt a little tiny bit, but I would say it's more like an uncomfortable feeling, like you're just kind of, you know, somebody's just kind of digging at your skin. Kind of perfect, honestly. I'm really glad I did it, and that's something I've just been wanting to check off my bucket list for such a long time, and now I finally get to, and I'm over the moon about it. See what I did there? I want to give you guys a little bit of B-roll as we exit out of this video when I got my tattoo, so you guys can kind of see a little bit of it, so feel free to enjoy that. Thanks for hanging out with me today, getting very lunar with me. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. What do you guys think of the phases of the moon? What is your favorite phase? You know, how do you think about the phases of the moon being a spiritual feature, or, you know, anything you have to say about the moon? And other than that, I will see you guys on my next vlog or my next blog post. Bye guys. See ya.
Look as far as I can see, but you don't want to talk to me, no. And not through words, not through songs, not through whispers, not through phones. When I look at you,